can do it, Džakić could be the man.
And this MMA rules bout takes place at a catch weight of minus 73.5 kilograms and will be contested over 3 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, Mr. Alexander Džakić. Introducing to you firstly in the blue corner, age 37, he stands at 178 centimeters tall. He brings an extensive record, 35 fights, 23 wins, and 12 defeats. Representing Fight Company Belgrade from Serbia is Dušan Džakić. And opposing him, fighting out of the red corner on the other side of the cage, he's 34 years of age and standing at 170 centimeters tall. He brings a record of 16 fights, 12 wins and only 4 defeats. Representing American top team Zagreb from Croatia, it's Francisco Croata Barrio! Fighters to the center, please, for your fine instructions.
Fighters, you know the rules. Listen to my command all the time. When I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves, go to your corners.
Referee Džakić giving them the order of proceedings. There's the number, Chris. What do you say?
Yeah, the losses are interesting. Džakić has them, but he's faced a lot of good competition. And Barrio, most interestingly, was so dissatisfied with his last loss, unable to pull the trigger. Look for him to get back to winning ways in a different style here tonight.
Quite differential, obvious. Džakić, well, this is his comeback and his farewell fight, all in one. Barrio is a difficult man to beat. He can take a shot on the chin. He's got great skills on the ground. Greco-Roman wrestler at the highest level. Dušan Džakić, has he got those skills, Chris?
I think so. He looks in the shape of his life to me. But Barrio, this is what he didn't really get going, was the wrestling and the boxing last time. It was such a clinch fest and really an uneventful clinch fest. So as unhappy as he was, I'm looking for him to right that wrong.
Comes straight in, goes for low leg takedown, doesn't get down low enough, gets caught in a headlock guillotine. And Džakić controlling him up against the wire here now. And this is what Barrio does. He's attritional. He gets up on you, he wears you down, grinds you down. Look at the head go in. Now he starts to use the knees. He really works you over. Now, if he's motivated and he starts to soften up Džakić early doors, well, look, he goes round the back for that hook takedown and already working to take the back and manhandles Džakić down to the ground.
Awesome to see Barrio get that duck under. Again, like, it's one of the things he just couldn't get to materialize, and he's so gifted in the clinch, being a Greco-Roman guy. Gets down there, traps the left leg of Džakić. I'm not sure quite what Džakić has a hold of. He might have a figure 4 counter here. Looks like he's got the double wrist lock.
Yeah, he's definitely spoiling Barrio. Barrio wants to get round and take the back, can't pull out. Being spoiled, that's a great move from Džakić. He's really stopping the play here. Has he got leverage? No, he hasn't. Well, now side control for Barrio. Barrio on the ground, man, is a dangerous, dangerous guy.
Now, if I'm Barrio, I'd be looking for a spinning arm lock attack here. There's a good counter he has potentially. Džakić definitely very, very intent on holding on to that, and it's a good one. Cage is kind of a little bit of his enemy right now.
Yeah, but what he's doing effectively is spoiling Barrio from getting round the back and taking it completely. But he's slipping, he's inching his way round, and if he can do it, Barrio is incredible in this position. Look, he's turned his man already. Now he's got the position that he wants, but Džakić is not letting go of that left arm. It's incredible, and that's his saving grace here, Džakić. He's had to focus on that, and he's kept Barrio in that off position. Now Barrio's free. Goes round, rolls his man out, gets one hook in. Can he get the arm round the back? He's going to work from here. Džakić could be in trouble.
Barrio could go head and arm choke. This is his game. It's all chokes. Last 4 wins have been chokes. 3 of them the RNC. That's his specialty with the back take, but it's all linked up to this game.
Barrio, the strangler, now looking to do some damage here. Turn his man round, start to put some heavy shots in. He can punch, but he's only interested in the back. Look at that, double hooks now with the legs. All over Džakić. This is incredible. Barrio just playing at will here.
It's nice to see him take his time, though. He's getting the grips right. He's got the seatbelt grip. He's got his guard in. It was lovely. Actually, he threatened to reverse Kimura to open this up. So it was intriguing to see the Kimura thrown on him, and then he went reverse Kimura. Now again, Džakić going Kimura.
Look at this now. He stayed so cool, so intent to work that move on somebody like Barrio. You've got to be confident in it. And Barrio spoiled now with that lock. He's got his left arm trapped in there. He's not doing any damage. Džakić absolutely expressionless on the ground there, just working so methodically and mechanically. But listen, I've got such a lot of respect for Barrio. He is a difficult man to beat. And from this position now, he could go armbar. He's reversed, didn't go. And what will he do here, Chris, that's going to be meaningful?
Yeah, it was awesome to see him actually, again, threaten the arm lock or threaten a Kimura of his own. He was going to go north-south, but has settled into side control. Džakić is impressive, but Barrio did such a good job of actually stepping over his arm and trapping his arm and keeping it out of jeopardy.
He goes to work here, Barrio. This is his office. And great spoiling work from Džakić. He's really doing everything he can to keep Barrio out. But Barrio huffing and puffing and trying to get inside that house. Not blow it down, but blow it out. Working from that top position. He's dominated. Half a minute left in this first round. It's a great round for Barrio. That height differential, I mean, he looks almost, 10 inches shorter than Džakić, and you'd think that would make a difference, but no. Barrio has been all over this.
The collapse and control of Barrio is just awesome to watch. They say in the gym, actually, Darko Stosic can't even sweep him off his back, so that shows you the kind of pressure this guy can bring at this weight from the top, and he's doing a great job of clearing the legs, staying heavy from half. Half is a really underrated position in my view. Barrio, just a masterclass here. Great round.
Wow, how tough was that? Džakić looks an absolute specimen of fitness. Barrio turns up, and I've said this about him before, he just looks like a bloke. You'd have to really, really study this man if you met him in a bar and you had altercation, because he just looks like a guy that's leaning up against the bar. He's not. He's a high-level apex predator, and one look at his ears would deter you from getting into any kind of argument or altercation with him. Look at him works beautifully.
And this is the part where he was able to trap his arm actually and prevent the figure four counter, which Džakić went to a couple of times. And Džakić is legit. I mean, this guy's training at 10th Planet in Belgrade. The guy has clearly prepared for this camp. But again, like we said, the frustration for Barrio coming from his last fight was motivation as well to improve.
So he's the current FNC lightweight champion. He has to perform here. And then, this is what is going to motivate him. He's really, really got to keep his wits about him, Barrio, and be aggressive. But Džakić looks very measured, looks very controlled, and he looks like a man that's going to be patient and has worked out a strategy. Locking the left hand of Barrio has been so effective here, and brings in the punches, left, right, cross. They're a bit leisurely. Going to cause a problem for Barrio. Barrio straight in with the head, straight in for a high double leg takedown, doesn't do it, wants to get his man up against the wire. There you go, exactly the same play as before. Headlock stroke guillotine from Džakić, and then Barrio works his way up to the upright and just is so effective at taking down his opponent. Throws in that outside trip, Okosotogaki. Heel hooks him round the back if he can, but just now power play, and there's the leg round the back. Tries to take the back standing up. I mean, it's wild.
Barrio is just doing a great job of being relentless and digging his toes in here. This is the kind of pressure that is just so tough to describe unless you've been in there and felt it. Again, Kimura trap counter. Look at that. A Barrio, beautiful. Perfect. Textbook high crotch. Picks him up, peels him off the fence, and then clears to being in a position where that figure four is a totally fruitless endeavor. There's no reason to hold on to it. Forces the back. It's just gorgeous grappling from Barrio, and it's a totally different mindset from the last time we saw him.
Well, look, we said in the introduction, he's a top-level Greco-Roman wrestler with over 100 wins. He was a one-time, multi-time medalist in the Pan American Games. He is relentless. He is attritional. He just grinding domination. that comes with Barrio. He's just unbelievable. But look at this now, reversal. Džakić manages to throw a curve. Barrio just was a little unprepared for that, having to defend it, and he's going for that left hand the whole time. He's trying to weaken it, isn't he? This is the play from Džakić, trying to weaken that left hand to maybe get advantage and slip it into a lock.
It was nice to see him thinking about going reverse triangle and then reverse crucifix. Couldn't get it. Barrio read that. It was good. He was a little bit worried, you could tell. Again, back to the figure four. This is really tricky, though. Again, Barrio keeps using the fence to his advantage to block the ability to maybe that Džakić would be able to sweep him with it, for example, or get the torque that he wants. And he's also very good at hiding it. Just basic defense. He hides it either in his hip or hides his arm underneath his chest, underneath his stomach, typically.
Well, lots of wear and tear visible on Dušan Džakić. And of course, there's motivation for him as well in front of a home crowd here in Belgrade. It's his swan song as well as his comeback. Tonight has been a night of anomalies, it really has. You've had people being knocked out early in a round only to come back and knock out their opponents. You've had people knock each other out in the same round and come back. Tonight we've got somebody coming back and leaving, and well, he's going to want to put on a show tonight. This is the second round, there's 1.5 minutes left. He's going to need to do something now, Dušan Džakić, because if it does go the distance, and believe it or not, Barrio, you look at the fitness and you think, it can't go the distance, he's going to gas himself. This guy is like a perpetual motor. He runs on just pure attrition.
And it's a suffocating performance. It's the kind of thing that just continues like quicksand to bury you over time. Džakić has shown up, though. He's quite, clearly prepared. Mentally, he looked very focused going into this. I like the fact that he dropped a little weight. But just look at that pass from Barrio. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Upper body grips, tight chest to chest, clears the legs. Again, forces the back, right? The back and the mount are totally interchangeable, and that's such an important part of Barrio's game.
I've seen Barrio stand and trade. He can box, he can take a shot, and he can use the stand-up. But this is dangerous territory now for Dušan Džakić. He manages to escape there from a possible RNC. Look, he's turned things around, goes for the mount, and this time Džakić gets the energy, reverses it all. This time he's got the back, and look at that, Barrio has to turtle up. But can Džakić turn his man round? And he has, and he's got a choke on. Has Barrio done too much? Will he get tapped out here?
That was close. That was so close. He got both hooks in. Beautiful. Barrio actually got a little bit tired. I feel like maybe caught resting. Tough to see exactly what occurred, but this is the key, right? Džakić wants to get his hand underneath the chin and the grip behind the shoulder.
Can he do it? Barrio will have been here before. He's got to survive. We're on the 10-second clapper. Is it just a little bit too late for Džakić? That's the bell. Barrio knew he was near the end of it. Wow. Well, we're rolling home here in Belgrade. This is high-level stuff. And I tell you now, it's almost a masterclass in defense and attack.
It is. It's exactly that. It's a masterclass in defense and attack on the ground. And it's cool to see it all sewn up around MMA because it's not like it's a pure grappling fight either.
Absolutely beautiful work. And, I have to say, as a stand-up guy, it's even hard for me to appreciate the skill level here that's, being an operation. Just nuanced movements that you wouldn't even think that, half the time you can't even see. But just weight distribution, thrust, effort, energy, all used at the right time. It's just incredible. This is high level. After seeing so many first round finishes that have absolutely just been boom, you hit the room, it's all gone, it's all over. We're seeing now all being made up for. Third and final round here in what could be a contender for the fight of the night. It's Dušan Džakić taking on Francisco Barrio. If we had to score it, Chris, where would we be?
Solid rounds for Barrio. Barrio's absolutely up.
Yeah. We thought a rabbit was coming out of the hat from Džakić. It still might. Maybe Barrio's a little gassed here. But, well, it's all to play for as far as Džakić is concerned. He can throw caution to the wind. He knows he's behind. And he knows that whatever he does, he's got to put it all into this one concerted effort for the third and final round. It's not a title fight, but at catch weight, Dušan Džakić from Serbia takes on the Argentinian Croatian, Francisco Albano Barrio. It's the third and final round.
Barrio's tired for sure. He didn't look all that tired until the very end of that round when he gave up that back take. And again, like, he's never been submitted in his career. He's a very difficult guy to deal with on the ground, but Džakić went fishing.
So Džakić still trying to find a way to thread the needle. He's such a difficult opponent to deal with. He's like Velcro. Once he gets onto you, you can't separate him. The whole bout, Džakić has just tried to get the head of Barrio off his chest, but of course Barrio knows that that's the secret. Well, he's got crank on here, he's got a headlock, he's got a guillotine. Can he make it work? I don't think he has. Too slippery to jump it. He hasn't got the room.
Yeah, the crowd sensing a potential there, but it wasn't going to happen. I mean, Barrio, you can just see he's either so good at tucking his chin and bringing his shoulders in, or doing the T-Rex like this with his arms and bringing them real tight, or he really postures quite hard and high. Again, lovely. It's just that relentless pressure. Again, an attempt at a figure four from Džakić is like the same old story is playing out over and over and over. Barrio takes him down off the cage. Džakić tries the figure four.
It's incredible. It's like every round has started the same. If you tuned in for the first time and thought this was the first, you'd not be far wrong. It's exactly the same modus operandi. They've both obviously come with a plan. It served Džakić to immobilize that left arm, and but not over the course of time, because it's allowed Barrio to work, and he's done that very well. I mean, you know, how do you stop the force that is Barrio? I mean, he is just such a high-level player, so creative. When he finishes, it's clinical. You know, he's just there, throwing everything at you. I mean, just a submission engineer.
Again, a potential to go reverse Kimura. He's not going to go for it, though. I love it. It's really nice because, again, this is an easy counter there. When you've got that position, when the opponent is going for that on you, you can easily get to the back if you're crafty, and he's trying to clear the legs here to do that. Very smart. Just constant hip pressure from Barrio, forearm pressure, heavy, 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 heavy pressure, a kind of pressure that feels almost uncommon for someone of his size.
Yeah, the size ratio, the fitness ratio between these two is just incredible, and that's a testimony to Barrio. He's a dangerous guy, a fully legit guy, and you know, you look at him and he's like a car crash in slow motion. Everything about him is purposeful, intentional, and he just smothers you, just gets on you like Velcro. You can't get away. I mean, you know, and at every point here, Dušan Džakić has run out of road. That fence has kept him locked in and just stopped everything that he's tried to counter with against Barrio. But Barrio knows that, and that's why Džakić is there.
The mechanics for Barrio are such that you can see even now, watch his toes do the work. See him dig his toes into the mat, slide forward, pressure against the fence with his head. When he's tired, and quite clearly at the end of the second he was tired, he just went into autopilot and said, look, I'm going to use my technique, and I'm going to slow this fight down and drag it into my office and keep it here. And he'll have won the fight.
Under a minute. And, you know, we've seen tonight you don't have to be an endless fountain of genius. We've seen people stretched out with one punch, absolutely laid out, sent to the canvas. But you look at Barrio, and he is a fountain of genius. All of the moves, the maneuvers, everything to get into this, where he can take the back. He doesn't want to stand and trade. He wants the submission. Now look at the power play. Doesn't quite pull it off. Ends up still on top. Open guard. And that's closed very quickly. Oh, up goes the arms, the legs for the arm from Džakić, but it's not going to work. Not against Barrio. Barrio inside control. Well, the clock's ticking away, Chris. It's going to be a decision, I think, for this.
A very clear decision for Barrio, but a very game performance from Džakić. The guy showed up, he was in shape, he trained, and he was prepared to deal with some of the challenges that undoubtedly he was going to face against Barrio. But tonight, the reinvigorated Barrio should get the nod.
Barrio, eh? Trouble in a box. Oh. Just unbelievable. No obstacles. Height differential, fitness. Anyway, that's that. And I don't think there's any real prizes for guessing who took that. And that's lovely to see. Respect from both players here. But great rolling, great attack, great defense, great skill levels. And Barrio, well, living proof that, you know, you don't have to be Superman in terms of fitness or energy to be a high-level competitor. It's about skills, and then he's got them in abundance.
Love to see him back at lightweight, right?
The announcement, but I think the decision's a foregone conclusion.
And ladies and gentlemen, at the end of those 3 completed rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score this bout 30 points to 27 in favor of your winner. In the red corner, Francisco Croata Barrio. And show your appreciation for our runner-up, Dušan Džakić.
So the win goes to Barrio. We kind of suspected that.
Pehar pobjedniku dati će jedan od čelnika FNC-a, gospodin Bob Behrman.
And the prize presented
Ljudi, ovo mu je drugi put
by Bob
već u
Berman.
Srbiji da mu zviždimo. Znači, zamolio vas, nećemo to da radimo, nek prođe u sportskom i ljudskom duhu, pre svega. Znači, on je momak sportista, šampion, ja sam njega izazvao, pobedio me. Nemojte da pravimo mržnju među ljudima, molim vas. Hvala vam.
I zato ovaj čovjek istinska legenda borilačkog sporta u regiji. Jedan veliki pljesak prije svega za Dušana Džakića. Francisco, čestitke također od srca. Znao si što te očekuje, ali evo drugi put, ajmo reći, utičao si pro pionir sada arenu. Kako se osjećaš?
Hvala Srbijo, hvala vam. Hvala vam što ste me primili drugi put, ali 2-0 sa mene. Svaka čast, svaka čast. Imate najbolje navijanje u cijeloj Europi. Borio sam se u Poljskoj pred puni stadion do ovakav i Poljaci nisu toliko žvizdali prema meni kao što ste vi. Imate moje poštovanje i nadam se da ja vaše.
Dame i gospodo, Francisco Croata Barrio i Dušan Džakić.
Jason, čekam te, Argentina protiv Varsili.